Alcatraz and the lesson of superficial kindness. When benevolence is a hidden trap, the island of Alcatraz, nestled in the heart of San Francisco Bay, became iconic not just for its towering walls and infamous inmates but also for the paradoxical policies that masked control beneath a veneer of humanity. Opened in 1934 as America's most secure federal prison, its isolated location surrounded by frigid waters made escape seem impossible. Yet, one of the prison's most puzzling decisions was allowing inmates to use hot baths, a luxury even many ordinary prisons of the time lacked. At first glance, this might appear as an act of compassion, but the truth behind this seemingly benevolent gesture reveals a deeper lesson about the dual nature of privileges that often serve hidden agendas. The primary purpose of this policy was to prevent inmates from acclimating to the cold waters of the bay. Prison authorities understood that repeated exposure to cold water could gradually condition the body to endure it, increasing the chances of survival for anyone attempting to swim to freedom. By providing hot water, they ensured inmates never developed resistance to the lethal cold. This tactic was not just a physical barrier, but a psychological weapon. Even if someone escaped the prison walls, they knew their odds of surviving the 12-degree Celsius waters were near zero. This strategy exemplifies a classic form of control through superficial privileges, where kindness becomes a tool to reinforce dominance. This phenomenon is not unique to Alcatraz. Throughout history, colonial powers established schools and hospitals in occupied territories under the guise of improving lives, while their true aim was to cultivate cheap labor or impose cultural influence. Today, tech companies offer free services, like email or social media, collecting user data for commercial gain. Even in personal relationships, excessive gifts or affection can mask a desire to manipulate or control. These examples illustrate how kindness without transparency can become a trap, limiting individual freedom. The reason humans fall for such tactics lies in evolutionary psychology. Our brains are wired to trust acts of kindness. A bias known as positivity bias, a trait that fostered cooperation essential for survival in early societies. Yet, in the modern world, this instinct can leave us vulnerable to hidden power dynamics. Alcatraz hot baths remind us that even in the harshest conditions, benevolence can conceal ulterior motives. To navigate such risks, vigilance is key, asking questions like, who benefits from this gesture? Or could this kindness indebt me to a system or person? Helps uncover hidden intentions. Long-term cost-benefit analysis is equally critical. Accepting short-term privileges like free services might mean sacrificing privacy or autonomy. Studying history also empowers us, as many modern tactics are recycled versions of past strategies. Today, Alcatraz stands as a museum, exposing visitors to the grim realities of incarceration. Yet, the story of its hot baths transcends history, symbolizing the dangers of unexamined kindness. It teaches us that in a world where benevolence often wears a mask of convenience, awareness is our greatest defense. As Socrates warned, the unexamined life is not worth living, and perhaps unexamined kindness is not worth accepting. Ultimately, scrutinizing the motives behind seemingly altruistic acts frees us from becoming unwitting pawns in games of power.